At Christmas time, the royals do this particular tradition, and every year, of course, it creates a lot of speculative gossip. But as ever here on the show, we like to bring to you the inside track of exactly what happened on this year's Sandringham Walk. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of Yorkshire today. I hope you're all keeping well. Isn't this a beautiful vision behind me? Hope you've had a nice Christmas day so far, whatever you're doing, or whatever you did. Have you all eaten too much? I know. A friend of mine was telling me recently that they've become addicted to the mince pies from a certain supermarket. Couldn't stop eating them. It's terrible, isn't it, though? Because you know it's for a limited time period. So you think, I'll just have another one. I'll just have another one. And then suddenly you've eaten a box, haven't you? As ever. Not a good thing though, is it? Of course, we all have to watch our weight in the 2023, the coming year. Who's starting a diet? Oh, don't start me on that. I know. New Year's resolutions looming already, are they not? Back as ever though to your Breaking Royal story of the day. If you saw this particular story, because as we now know, it's the very first Christmas, the festive season of our brand new king, King Charles III. And of course, there were lots of people speculating about what would be in his speech, what he would be doing, who he would invite. And of course, I suppose the most shocking thing recently was the invitation of none other than Sarah, Duchess of York, back into the royal fold after over 20 years. And then, of course, all eyes focused on her ex-husband, the former royal known as Prince Andrew, His Royal Highness the Duke of York. Bad year for him, of course, incredibly bad year and sad year for him. But I did think the reporting was particularly negative and unkind, given the fact that he'd lost his mother. And, as I said to you, at the memorial service for the late Duke of Edinburgh, it's his mother's choice that she wanted him to escort her into Westminster Abbey. I think it was really curlish and unkind what people were saying about him. But then, of course, it came to the Sandringham Walk this year. And that was interesting in itself because everybody said, oh, he won't be walking with the family. He's ostracised. He'll have to go into a side door, all of that sort of stuff. Preposterous, isn't it? But as we saw, even though the mainstream media reported this, and we told you this first, he was invited to the full royal family Christmas. This was under the, personal invitation of his elder brother, the king. So why would he be, made to sort of be humiliated? This is a family occasion. It's not a state occasion. It's not something that basically, he would embarrass the family for. And I thought many people were, in fact, very respectful as he walked down the line. Not forget, of course, he's had a bit of a bad time earlier this year. That person who was very rude to him at, of course, the procession for his late mother up in Scotland, was allowed to mock and say nasty things, but then seemingly not be charged by the police up in Scotland. I thought it was preposterous myself. The bottom line is, I'm sure he has to live with whatever he feels he hasn't or hasn't done. But at this time of year, on a personal situation, particularly under the very personal request of our brand new king, His Majesty King Charles III, really, was there a problem? But the media like to stir this up, and even on the reports that, oh, Prince Andrew looked back one final time as he walked into the church. Perhaps he's a little bit embarrassed with all the cameras there. What a ridiculous piece of reporting. This is a man who's been used to cameras from the very first moment he was born. What I would say to conclude is, as I often say here on the show, really, we like to bring you the news fair and balanced. We told you that the former royal known as Prince Andrew had been invited for the full royal Christmas, including the Sandringham Walk down. The way you look at it, whichever sort of news channel you want to watch, the bottom line is they were simply making it up. As I told you before, this is all about family, and none stick closer together than the British monarchy in times of stress and difficulty. And I, for one, think it was a very, very nice gesture for the king to formally invite his brother back and, of course, show the extreme kindness of returning to the fold the Duchess of York. And let's not forget, both have, in fact, had very, shall we say, precarious royal backgrounds, to say the least. Just proves, of course, what a nice, caring, sharing and positive king we now have. Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.